psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough?
Matt, you have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs and psychiatric abuses of electric shocking people, okay, against their will, of drugging children with them not knowing the effects of these drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is this was not
Matt,
against
Matt,
her will, though. But this wasn't against Brooke's will.
Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand there's abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Aren't there examples, and might not Brooke Shields be an example of someone who benefited from one of those drugs?
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does. That's all it does. You're not getting to the reason why. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance.
So postpartum depression to you is
Matt,
kind of a little psychological gobbledygook?
No, I did not say that.
I'm just asking, what would you call it?
Matt, that is the now you're talking about two different things.
But that's what she went on the antidepressant for.
But what happens, the antidepressant, all it does is mask the problem. There's ways of vitamins and through exercise and various things. I'm not saying that that isn't real. That's not what I'm saying. That's an alteration of what I'm saying. I'm saying that drugs aren't the answer, that these drugs are very dangerous. They're mind-altering, antipsychotic drugs. And there are ways of doing it without that so that we don't end up in a brave new world. The thing that I'm saying about Brooke is that there's misinformation, okay? And she doesn't understand the history of psychiatry. She doesn't understand in the same way that you don't understand it, man.
But a little bit what you're saying, Tom, is you say you want people to do well, but you want them to do well by taking the road that you approve of, as opposed to a road that may work for them.
No, I'm not.
Well, if antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life. And I think that promoting, for me personally, see, you're saying, what, I can't discuss what I want to discuss?
No, you absolutely can.
But Matt, you're going in and saying that I can't discuss that.
I'm only asking, isn't there a possibility that, do you examine the possibility that these things do work for some people? That yes, there are abuses, and yes, maybe they've gone too far in certain areas. Maybe there are too many kids on Ritalin. Maybe electric shock.
Too many kids on Ritalin, Matt.
I'm just saying, but aren't there examples where it works?
Matt, you don't even, you're glib. You don't even know what Ritalin is. If you start talking about chemical imbalance, you have to evaluate and read the research papers on how they came up with these theories, Matt. Okay, that's what I've done. And you go and you say, where's the medical test? Where's the blood test that says how much Ritalin you're supposed to get?
It's very impressive to listen to you, because clearly you've done the homework and you know the subject.
And you should. And you should do that also, because just knowing people who are on Ritalin isn't enough. You should be a little bit more responsible in knowing
I'm
really...
not prescribing Ritalin, Tom, and I'm not asking anyone else to do it.
Well, you are. You're saying... No,
I know some people who seem to have been helped by it.
But you're saying, but it's like, this is a very important issue.
This is couldn't agree more.
And you know what? And you're here on the Today Show.
Right.
And to talk about it in a way of saying, well, isn't it okay, and being reasonable about it when you don't know, and I do. I think that you should be a little bit more responsible in knowing what it is, because you communicate to people.
But you're now telling me that your experiences with the people I know, which are zero, are more important than my experiences.
What do you mean by that?
You're telling me what's worked for people I know, or hasn't worked for people I know, and I'm telling you I've lived with these people. And they're better.
So you're advocating it?
I am not. I'm telling you, in their case, in their individual case, it worked. I am not going to go out and say, get your kids on Ritalin, it's the cure-all and the end-all.
Matt, but here's the point. What is an ideal scene in life? Okay? Ideal scene is someone not having to take antipsychotic drugs.
I would agree.
Okay, so now you look at it and you go, okay, a departure from that ideal scene is someone taking drugs. Okay, and then you go, okay, what is the theory and the science behind that?
Live from Hot Springs National Park, it's the record you need to know about with your hosts, John Miller and Aaron Buckley.
And Jason, too.
Broadcasting from Studio A in the KUHS Tower, two guys that have no idea what they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, here
What are
they
you talking about?
Tom Miller and
agree.
Aaron Buckley.
Oh, you agree with him? Hey, it's a Ramble song again. Here we are. Once again, we're live. This is real. Lest anyone think we are not live. We are. KUHS 102.5 FM, the record you need to know about. Let's get right into it. We took another Monday off this year. Yeah. Last year, we took the day off to enjoy Memorial Day.
Yes, we did.
Is your mic working, Todd?
I need to cut it up a little. There you go.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing?
It's all good over here.
Oh, yeah. It's working now. Jeez.
Breaker 19.
Breaker 19. Breaker 19.
So I have to ask.
Yeah.
So does that count as a vacation for me? Or
No,
I don't know.
No, that
Okay.
would not count.
I think when it's a collective missed day.
Yeah, it was a collective miss.
Collective miss.
a collective
We
miss?
collectively missed that
Okay.
day. Doesn't count as a vacation day.
That's a sound clip.
Yeah,
So
well,
you're still on 3.
yeah.
Collective miss.
Yeah, none of us were here, so.
Still got 3. That's right. Ding, ding, ding. I heard you came down here anyway, though. You were down.
Yeah.
You came down. Just came down, hang out.
Yeah, well, it's free pool night down there, so I
I thought he took the show over
I
or
usually
something.
would go down there and play some pool.
I was ossified. There was no getting in a car and driving anywhere.
No.
But I planned on being that way so I could celebrate memories
Memories.
by losing them. Yeah. Woo! We all had a good night that night. I think Todd might have Ubered home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd that work out? If you
worked
don't
out.
mind me asking, what do they charge for that kind of a trip?
What was it like?
A healthy travel.
I think it was under $10.
Really? Wow! All the way from way out there. Holy mackerel!
Yeah, they're very
Hey,
reasonable.
from what I remember, I'd have to look at my receipt. But
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, I think I've done the Uber twice now, and they've all been under like $7, and I'm just baffled.
I think the girl that drove us was like, I don't know, these people are weirdos. Because we were talking about all kinds of nonsense
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Well,
you know how it goes.
I'm sure she's used to it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We need to get an Uber driver on here and
Yeah.
hear some stories. Wonder if they'd be any good here, or we need to get like an Uber driver from New York. It would probably be much more
Probably.
fun.
From New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans would be better. Yeah. So, did you enjoy your Memorial Day, Jason? You went to play some free pool down at the Starlight.
Yeah, and I actually worked, too.
What?
Started a new job, Sam's.
Okay,
All right.
Sam's on the lake there.
Sam's on the lake.
My first day, they threw me to the Lions.
Wolves.
Just
See you in there. All right.
They went,
Congratulations.
You're in the computer. There you go.
Learn as you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Makes you better.
yeah, sure.
All right.
And I did it. Killed
Well, so last Monday we played a old show from 2016, the famous, now infamous, Barbecue Party.
it. Barbecue party.
There was if memory serves me correct, we had a very inebriated Schneed on the grill.
Always.
Yeah.
Schneed.
Entourage.
We had what else did we have? We had fireworks, lots of explosions,
Right.
and it was the encore. I read the description when I figured out. Well, so I send this to the station. Play this. We're not making it. Because that's the kind of power we have with the show. We have that kind of power. We can just say, play this track for me at 9 p.m. on Monday night, not coming in. Yes, on it. Because the ratings are so high. The ratings are just through the roof. So they don't want to lose that listenership. They don't want to lose that 2-hour block of peak listening time for this station.
Yeah.
I don't sound convincing at all, do I?
Yeah, the 5 mile radius that the.
It's all about the
station gets.
online stream, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's the online stream.
Dang, I tell you.
Worldwide.
But yeah, so it also featured the encore presentation of Todd's Drunk History.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Good Lord.
That was a good one. Yeah. Oh, what fun we have up here.
All I remember from that is saying, it's all that matters. It's all that matters.
Wonder if that's even. Do I even have that in the system? Oh,
Oh, please.
I do.
No.
Just a little taste.
Okay.
Reminder.
Charles.
It doesn't even sound like me right there.
Sure, Charles.
Charles. Jeez. I haven't heard this in 2 years at least. Charles.
Lucky Luciano. An Italian American. Gangster.
Gangster.
It was said by the FD.
I had a tough time getting through this one.
It was said by the FBI to be the man who organized crime.
You organized.
There. Look at all the fun we have up here. That was a good one. Jeez. Charles.
I can't believe I was able to read off of that page.
It's amazing because it took like an hour to record. Literally, it's a 9-minute long piece, and it took an hour to record. And by the end, Todd was nearly asleep, still reading.
I remember Aaron going, "Hey, man, you can finish this. Come on, you can do it."
I know. I was begging him.
do it.
I was begging him because I was just going, "This is gold. We're gonna look back on this in a few years and have a good laugh." And look where we are now. There is. I can't.
Charles.
It's too long to get into now, but there is a point. There's a point where like Todd and I are bickering. I'm like, "Come on, man. Do I need to read it?"
Two.
Did you finish the story?
No.
No, I found it.
Finish the story, man. What happened to Lucky?
He died.
That's what happened to Lucky?
He went to prison and he died.
Sounds like somebody's done. Like, summing things up.
Yes.
He died.
He went to prison and he
And he
died.
died. Anyway, the point of all that is we are live. We're back. Here it is June 3rd, 2019. In the year of our gourd. And we are
fjord.
We've got a cool show for you tonight. You know, taking a night off gives us a little more juice sometimes, and in this case, we don't have a lot of juice actually. We got a little bit. We will be calling Mark Sargent in about an hour at 10:15. We'll be calling him. Don't do that in here. We're calling him in. Don't do that in here, please. My reputation's at stake.
Well,
Mine is at stake.
yeah.
Not yours.
I did. Settle down.
No, I won't settle
Settle
down. Jason,
down.
don't do that in here. Thank you. I love you still, but don't do that in here.
No farting in here.
Yeah. It's not allowed, Jason. Stop that.
First it was the burping. Now it's the farting.
It's very gassy.
Well, ever since that prostate exam, I'm just wide open.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay, well, anyway, what were we talking about here?
Whoa!
Okay.
That was
Exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, so we've really raised
fish?
we've really raised the bar of lowbrow humor in this studio tonight. Jason
If
just
only I'd had the video of him doing that.
Can I be honest? That was live. That was real. That was not a sound
totally-
effect.
Yes.
And I
Took that mic and put it to his ass.
I realize. Don't worry, DJs. That microphone is ours, and the little puffy thing on the front is ours. So Jason, it's Jason's actually.
No worries. Yeah,
for life. You
It
can
is.
hang on to that forever. Can you smell
you.
it? Can you smell it?
Smells like jasmine.
Wow, that was amazing. Okay, so, well, now we have a new sound effect for the soundboard.
Clearly.
Good gravy. Okay, where were we?
I don't know. This is already off the rails, man.
Fodder for the show.
And
Thank
on
you.
the rails at the same time.
No, we do. We're going to call Mark Sargent at 10:15. What else we got? Well, I want to talk about the guy that comes on after us. I learned something new tonight. That's exciting.
What's his name? John?
Brian Caldwell.
Oh, Brian, that guy.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian.
I don't know.
Brian.
I always forget his name for some reason. Just kidding, Brian.
He's not listening.
Or am I?
He might be listening.
He's always listening.
He's always listening.
Where do you think he gets his material?
That's right. I forget. I forget. Yes. Could you taste that toot, by the way, Todd?
It seemed like good.
Still on my mind. So
There's
because
a
the
film on my teeth.
each tooth is surrounded by a tiny little individual sweater. So I could, because of the proximity of the microphone and where Jason had to put his derriere, it was rather close. Rather close to your face.
It was, yeah.
So I think, have you ever taken some Windex and just sprayed it out into the air and that poof? That's what's coming out of your rear end, man. It's fecal spray.
Fecal spray.
It's disgusting.
You know, it was like driving by a car wreck. You know, I couldn't help but to look.
You've been involved
And
in
I
his. You've
just
been involved
sat
with him this year. You've been involved with his derriere this year.
It's terrible. It's terrible times.
3 feet away from the prostate exam, and now you just got fecal sprayed in the face. Boy,
I did.
2019 is the year of highbrow humor for this show.
Well, I'm going to say that's probably not the worst that's been in this room.
Oh yeah.
Todd got skunked. He totally got skunked.
Yeah, he did get
I guess you
skunked
could
in.
call that. Or browned.
Browned.
Okay. Excellent.
Good times. Back to you, Chad.
Fun. So yeah, we've got that. Maybe we'll hear from Doc later on. I know he likes to call a little bit later.
Yeah, that'd be
I'd like
cool.
to find out about the flooding situation. I know it's been pretty bad in Arkansas.
Yeah. Down south there.
And he's down there really
Yeah.
close to the water.
Yeah, he is.
He sent us a few photos in the past where it hasn't even been this bad of like rising tides. So I wonder what his
Maybe
situation.
the quiet is that he's underwater. He may call us and
Yeah, so Doc, call in, let us know if you're okay.
yeah, we
Sweet.
need to send out a Facebook alert, do one of those things.
Hey guys, it's me, Doc. Hey, Buck, me, Doc. How's it going?
So we'll see. Yeah, maybe he'll call in a little bit later. We'll try to request that via the airwaves here. Call in later, Doc, but not at 10:15 because we got Sarge.
We got the Sarge, and I'm sorry. If you're underwater then, bro, we can't help you. He can help you with his flat earth thing.
So very exciting topics that we will be covering with the Sarge tonight. The main topic, our main story, will be the famous moon landing photo.
AKA the Zapruder film.
He sent
number 2.
He sent a photo over to the show email a few weeks ago. It said, "Let's get into this." And so I replied, "What's going on in this photo? Because it just looks like a moon photo to me." And he said that he and others can find a dozen things wrong with it.
What's wrong with the flash? Why is the flash behind and the shadows are over here? And why can't you see any stars? And why is it all these things? Why is the flag looking like that? Why is it drooping? Why is it sticking straight?
So I want to know. I'm curious to know what's wrong with the photo.
I am too.
And
I'm just guessing on all those things.
We are broadcasting live right now with 2 cameras on Facebook. That's the Facebook record to know, and 2. And if you're watching on Facebook, we will post the photo for you to examine as well. You can examine it along with us. We're getting interactive.
Wait, there's one right now.
We're getting so interactive.
That's the flat Earth. I'm sorry.
We're getting
the dome.
We're getting very.
dome.
We also want to. I personally want to discuss with him why other planets are round, or are they round? And then, of course, how does that sun-moon thing work? How does it work? Has he ever? I mean, how do
I
we
tried to lock him down on that. I don't know.
We didn't really get to the bottom of that. So maybe we can stay.
Is it inside the dome, outside the dome?
Is it attached to coat hangers? What's going on here?
Exactly.
These are things I need to know.
Is it a diorama that you take to school?
Yeah, and are the stars inside or outside the dome? Or are they painted on the dome? See? There's a lot of very talented painters out there,
Yeah, that's true.
So we want to find out. We want to find the answers to
My
these.
understanding is just like holes poked through the.
So the dome is black?
Yeah, it's like black, and then there's this like little, holes pricked in it.
So there's light on the other side. We'll save it for.
But how would
10:15.
we know? Because we can't get outside the invisible force field.
Yeah, so we'll have to save this conversation for 10:15. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So we got all that going on, and then of course, we're gonna just talk jibber jabber, like Jason's failed record run to Benton.
Why was it failed?
I ran into Jason the other day. He was out and about in the sun, which was very strange because usually he's out at night. He's a vampire.
He's nocturnal.
And he was boozing it in the starlight at like 5 PM. Might have been earlier.
No, it was earlier than that.
It might have been like 2.
Yeah.
It might have been like 2 or 3.
No, because you were getting food for the fams.
Yeah.
So it was like 5.
Yeah. And so I wanted to follow up with you. Jason went to Benton. He found a guy that was giving away like all these records, hundreds of records, collectibles for like $5, no matter the condition. And he went up there, and the guy had to do something and change his mind.
No,
did you ever follow up with the dude?
No, we didn't. No, it was Allison, that friend of mine that found this guy that was selling the records.
Now, which one's Allison again?
You've met her.
Which one? Now, for the listening audience.
She works down at the Starlight. She's a bartender down there.
Oh, okay.
She's a friend of mine.
Is it the one you went to New Orleans with?
Starlight is the epicenter of the universe, right? So I wonder how that plays into all the flat Earth stuff.
Let's find out. Maybe we can get Mark here and we can go hang out at the Starlight.
Yes.
I don't know if it's happened though, but I mean, it didn't happen because the dude had to go take his brother to the doctor.
It's always
Little Rock
there. It's always
or
there.
something.
It's always health. It's always health issues.
Yeah, but the dude has like 500 or 600 records.
That's great.
So and
He's
getting
gonna
rid
sell
of
them all for $5
a pop, no matter what they were.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna make a little money.
Yeah.
That's when you throw like $100 at him and go, I just want like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had just the day before running into Jason here when he was day drinking.
I had one drink and went home. Actually, I did not.
He walked out of the Starlight. He saw me and he goes, "Charles, Lucky, Luciano." Not kidding.
He went, "Charles, Lucky, Luciano."
Oh, he died. But what's going on here? You're distracting me, Jason.
No, I scratched a scab off and I'm bleeding.
Ew, God, what do you do that for?
I didn't mean to do it.
Oh.
Didn't mean to do it. I'm bleeding.
Why do you get a scab on it? Anyway, man, you're doing too much. You need to be careful.
It was jeez.
Bouncing
It's
around.
no big deal. It's one of his tracks. It's okay.
Okay. But I just had a wild experience myself the day before, so I was backing up my truck, my driveway, and the brakes just didn't work. Like they just didn't work. I put my foot all the way to the floor, and my car kept rolling, and it smashed into another car in my driveway. My brakes just didn't work.
Okay.
It was scary.
Was it like your mom's truck?
Yeah. I was borrowing it because I had to load some things.
It's that helpless feeling where you're just like,
wow. Yeah, it's a scary thing, man, when the brakes don't work.
Especially, your driveway. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's just like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, my driveway is very steep.
Well, you made it up to the top.
Made it up to the top just fine. It was when I'd gone into the house to grab something and came back into the truck, threw it in reverse to back it up and scooch it around and get down the driveway, and the brakes just went to the floor. Nothing happened. It just kept rolling, and it rolled right into another car and smashed it all to hell. So I've got a really smashed up car in my driveway now that I couldn't give away. Truck's fine, by the way.
Sounds like a master cylinder. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That's what Zach said.
Yeah, that's what Zach said. Yeah.
But I took it to the automotive shop up the street here, and they couldn't find anything wrong with it.
So the brakes are working fine now?
Working fine. I'm driving around.
Did they bleed the brakes or?
They checked all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they checked everything. They're like, it checks out, man. Your pads are fine. Everything's fine. We don't know what's wrong.
It's like, what were you on, man?
Yeah, I wasn't on anything. I have these lovely, lovely older neighbors, and they're so sweet. They're both silver hairs, and they're always in their backyard playing around with the flowers and the plants and all that kind of crap. And I hear the little old lady go, "Oh my!"
That's your "oh my."
Yeah,
when you crashed.
Yeah. So I got out, and I was so embarrassed because from someone looking, outside in, it looks like I'm a total nitwit, and I just jammed right into that car, not thinking it was back there. So I called my mom, and I was really extra loud on the phone. "Mom, the brakes just wouldn't work on the truck. I don't know what's wrong with it."
It totally went out.
What is it with this truck and me? I want my little old lady neighbor to hear me so she'd know that, oh, he's not a complete dipshit. Yeah, he actually was in a unfortunate accident. Yeah, anyway, that's that story. Can check that off my to-do list.
Thanks, sir.
Got those off the to-do list. Oh, yeah. Hey, look, it's that time. We can get into it now, I think. Look at this, kids. Why are we here? You know why we're here. We're here anyway to play weird music for you.
Weird music.
Weird music by weird people. At least maybe you think they're weird. I don't.
Yeah, they're not weird. It's just the music.
It's just the music they make. Well, definitely Roy Wood's weird.
We'll just call him Roy Weird.
Roy Weird. He is weird. Of Wizard, which we played 2 weeks ago. But tonight is the final installment of what I've been kind of calling the Jeff Lynne ELO family of bands, because there's a bunch of them. There's actually more. There's like 3 or 4 more.
Speaking of that,
but we've beat it.
Let's go ahead and
beat a dead horse here.
Out.
What do you got there?
There you go.
Look at you. I know what that is. Look at Todd. You got a new shirt?
You can feel all 80s and stuff with that press on. And then Jason, I didn't leave you out. There
wait, is this for me?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What a surprise.
Thank you.
Look at this. I'm wearing this tomorrow.
I think I might wear this right now.
Got an ELO t-shirt. Look at you, show. Look at the t-shirt, everybody. Dang, Todd. That was very nice.
It's a lightning.
I'm lightning.
Did you iron that on yourself?
I did. I can't lie. No, I didn't. No.
That would have been great. You see him on a Sunday afternoon toiling away. It's not working. Well, this is fabulous. Thanks.
That was another one of my Chinese purchases.
Thanks so much, man. Let me see. Yep, it's Chinese.
Smells like wontons and fish sauce.
Sauce on the side, man. That way you'll get less MSG. Smells Chinese. That's funny. Boy, we just escalated the trade war.
We really did. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Just don't want to mess with the Mexicans.
This is oh, no, you don't. Oh, my goodness. By the way, I went to my first like burrito taco truck in town.
Yeah, really? You have a good experience?
Oh, yes. No one spoke English. It was fantastic. I knew I was in the right place.
Have you gone to the Guatemalan one?
I went to the La
Have the pupusas?
He just likes saying pupusa.
Over off of 3rd Street.
It was over here down Albert Pikeway, across from McClard's Barbecue. There's like La Botequia.
Yeah.
La Botequia. La Botequia.
Bodeguita. Yeah.
La Bodeguita. Yeah. So I popped in there.
There's 2 of those, yeah.
That's number 2.
Yeah, right.
I got to find one now.
Right, it's over there. It's right over there.
So you have to go into the actual supermarket to order. Mm-hmm. But there's a little truck outside. So I go in, and everyone. It's like those old West movies when the guy from out of town walks in. Everyone goes, all looking at me. And I was like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?"
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Blazing Saddles for a moment. Never mind.
No, thank God. That would have been really awkward. Hey, Whitey, what you doing in here, you hunky? No, but nobody spoke English, not even the little kids. And the lady at the counter had to get someone that could speak English to take my order. Because I had a complicated order because I wanted the burrito, but I didn't want the beef or the chicken or the pork or anything on it. Yeah. And I told the lady, "Can I get this burrito with just everything but this?"
Right.
She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I was crossing off with my finger, no, and going, yes, yes, yes. And she was like, "Uno momento." She
goes a picture of a chicken and a pig and
just remember sin carne.
Sin carne.
In Polish.
No meat.
Sí.
No meat.
Sí, muchas gracias. Yes,
there you go.
Sin carne.
Sin carne. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, I should have called you. Why didn't I think to call you?
Sin carne asada.
Sin carne asada. So yeah, but man, that was a fantastic burrito. Holy moly! It was the size of a football, and it was $6.
Nice.
Jeepers.
Reminds me of the ones in L.A., man.
Yeah.
That one right.
They're not as big in L.A. No, they're not that big.
Remember that one that was right there by Brooks on Lincoln that it was right next to the place where you got your oil changed?
Oh, yeah. It was practically.
It was like greasy and stuff.
They used the oil from the cars to cook the burrito meat.
That's why it was so delicious.
Yeah, it was good. Anyway, why are we here, folks? to play some music for you.
Yeah, who we got tonight?
We got the Idle Race with their 1968 album, The Birthday Party. The Idle Race was the first official band that Jeff Lynne started. Jeff Lynne, of course, is from ELO. The shirt is awesome, man. Pretty excited.
Yeah, thanks, Ted.
Up in my shirt game this year, too, and this is like...
I was kind of upset it was a press-on. It's like made me feel all, like it was 80s or something. Like
that's not in the ink's not in the fabric.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized me and Todd are Twinkies.
Yeah.
Not really.
I'm the white lightning. You're the blue lightning. Oh, and you have a skeleton surfing on the lightning.
Right. The Idle Race were a British rock group from Birmingham in the late 60s and early 70s. They had a cult following but never enjoyed mass success.
Wait, Birmingham, England?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around on that.
Yeah, they're not from here.
Yeah.
They don't make that kind of music in Birmingham here. Not even close.
Somewhere close to where Ozzy was born.
But yeah, it's a good one, kids. Enjoy. This is Jeff Lynne's first stab at it. And it's quite good. I think you'll hear some hints of the Move in there. You'll hear a little flavor of the ELO coming on. It's a psychedelic pop rock record. So this one's called Skeleton and the Roundabout. That's going to kick off this 1968 debut album, Idle Race, the birthday party. All right, so so
that's how I felt when he farted into the microphone.
We'll be back shortly. Enjoy some music, and we'll see you in a little while. KUHS 102.5 FM.
I am the fairground man at heart. I run around about this part of Gilbis fair, but custom have I none. I turn the handle round so fast it makes my elbow ache. Nobody seems to care. No one rides upon my roundabout. No laughter anymore. Oh, what a horrid fair. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. But wait a minute, I'm so thin and all these aches and pains could be a chance for me. I could be a horror or a ghost in a ghost train. I think I'll go and see. I meet the man who owns the ghost train. He says you're just great. I'll pay you top class wages if you'll just hang from this gate. A year is passing, lots of food and money come my way. Oh, lucky man am I. But who's this telling me you're far too much too fat to be a ghost? Be on your way. So here I am. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. Climb aboard my roundabout. La 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 la
She had a birthday yesterday, she cried. Took off her glasses, let her hair down, cried. She told them all at work about the day. How is it no one came? To her friends, they were too busy doing other things. She told them all at work about the day. How is it no one came? From the wall, was it the ladder loose that made her fall? She told them all at work about the day. How is it no one came? Yesterday she cried.
But your mother says you should get a job, or your father she will tell. She says 16 years is a long enough rest, though you say that you're not well.
sunshine in the morning, being close to me. And it was they go on the wings of a shiny bird, and the reason for their leaving is not easy. They go on the wings of a shiny bird, and they'll all be friends together. Now they're leaving. See how they try to be happy when they're leaving home, but the captain of the shiny bird won't wait now. See how they go on the wings of a shiny bird, and the reason for their leaving is not easy.
And finally, new rule. Someone has to tell me how summer, the time of year when we traditionally give our brains a rest, can retain its specialness if stupid season now runs all year round. How can you feel good about earning a vacation for your mind if we've retired from the job of thinking altogether? You know, it used to be that you worked hard and behaved responsibly for most of the year, and then when June came, school's out, brains out, no reading except for trashy novels on the beach, no studying, no thinking, no dress code, the movies were all stupid. It was great. Because you'd earned it. Even if you got a summer job, it was a weird gig you did for a few months. or as it's now called, a job. No, we have now ruined summer because America insists on being peak stupid at all times.
You're listening to the record you need to know about on KUHS 102.5 FM.
Yeah, welcome back to the show.
Who's that guy that you had do that intro?
Never really left. His name is Gene.
Gene?
Yeah.
Gene.
Oh, yeah, Gene the Mean Machine.
Gene Elderberry.
Gene the Mean Machine. He's got that cheesy radio voice. All right. Anyway, what did we hear? What did we hear there? Well, we heard the first few tracks from the Idle Race, the 1968 debut album of Jeff Lynne's very first band.
Idle Race.
I know Jeff Lynne because he was a traveling Wilbury. Mm-hmm. But really, you should know him because he was the guy that started ELO.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much.
The reason I have this sweet shirt that Todd gave me. Ugh. Yeah. It's awesome. Very excited. Now, you know how last year I was like, I'm going Hawaiian shirts all summer. This year, I decided to up my T-shirt game because I've always just worn plain T-shirts, just a plain white or black T-shirt. And one that said New York on, and that was like it. Never had any. You guys always have these shirts with stuff on them. You've got, like, in case of emergency, here's hot sauce. Mm-hmm. You've got the lightning bolts.
Yeah.
You wear the T-shirts with, like, the Walking Dead references or the Big Lebowski references. And I'm like, man, I'm just a plain T-shirt guy.
Yeah, graphic tees.
I want to do that. I want to get into that. So I've got a Bowie.
I got into that a few
I got a
years
Bowie shirt now. I got a Black Sabbath shirt.
So you're going to do some rock shirts is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Band shirts. You're going to do a band shirt summer?
Got a Joy Division T-shirt now. I've got a Biggie Smalls T-shirt, which I'm super stoked about.
Biggie Smalls!
Hey, man, sky's the limit, baby. Sky's the limit, yeah. And now I got an ELO T-shirt. I'm very excited.
You have a Biggie Smalls and no Tupac?
No, man.
You're Biggie all the way?
Biggie all the way.
What?
Sorry.
This is...
East Coast.
Tupac was an art school student. Biggie's from the streets.
I guess we're never getting Snoop on this show, are we?
No, I don't think so.
And they're both gone.
Damn.
And they're both gone, yeah. And they were pals.
Yeah.
We should ask Mark Sargent about that.
What do you think about the Tupac Biggie conspiracy?
Yeah, what do you think? What's going on there? What's going on there, Sarge? See what he has to say about that. Might have something to say. That'd be interesting. Yeah, but you heard a little bit of the Idle Race there. We've got a bunch more for you here. Let me see. We've got 3, 6, 7 more tracks from this album to share with you tonight, which we will do a few more in just a few minutes. And then at 10:15, if you're still listening and you're still interested, we've got Mark Sargent from the
Oh, they're holding on for that one.
By now, it's like probably the biggest documentary of 2019.
Everybody's a flat earther now.
It's
right?
the flat Earth phenomena. The movie was called Behind the Curve.
Yeah.
It came out on Netflix early on in the year.
Move over, Jorge Tsoukalos. In your ancient astronaut, whatever.
Move over,
definite maybe.
Move over, giant forehead.
Giant forehead. It's all that hair.
Yeah, it's magnificent.
Just take away any forehead, and all there was hair.
It's a magnificent mane.
It is. That was, yeah.
We're, of course, talking about the fella from Ancient Aliens that they always have on. I don't know what his title is. Oh, the phones are working again.
Oh.
I made that happen, by the way.
He did. He
Bob
said
Nagy.
Tsoukalos.
I made that happen, Bob Nagy, if you're listening.
Oh.
Okay. KUHS.
Dang, I tell you
Caller, you're on the air. What is your name?
You asked for me.
Oh, there he is.
Hi, this is Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday. Frequent caller 2.
Everybody sing along. We'll just keep it. We'll keep
No,
it.
keep singing, please.
Yeah. You don't really want that to happen. What's going on, Doc?
Well, you addressed me earlier, and I tried to call in.
Yeah, are you okay? Are you underwater? What's going on?
He's talking.
No, actually, my location is actually strangely enough, pretty safe. The
How?
Arkansas River is well upstream from us.
Yeah.
Because it dumps into the Mississippi well above us, and the Mississippi still has a little bit of room.
It
for
does.
capacity. So
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, Doc, you have that embankment that's like you have a higher elevation from the Mississippi over there that then leads into that lake.
So is this Arkansas River flooding different than normal because of all that Midwest flooding that happened when all that ice melted? Is that what's going on here?
That and the rain, I think.
Yeah, well, the rain definitely exacerbated the situation, but because we've had rainy weekends, and you've sent Todd and I a photo, and your dock's underwater, and you're like, well, glad I moved my boat.
But you know what? Think about it. That swath of rain has gone.
It's been staying on this side.
Yeah, as
of the
opposed
state.
to where he is.
Okay, I got
you. He doesn't have all those tributaries.
Where I am, and the lake is it's like a separate bowl as far as the river system goes. So that wasn't an issue, and we're okay here as far as the lake goes, as long as the Mississippi River levees hold. We're in good shape, and I think there's capacity to have that water, whatever doesn't leak out of the Arkansas River, that dumps into the Mississippi. We're fine. So
okay.
I'm glad you're all concerned, but to you all 12 of your listeners out there,
Kiss my
Doc
butt.
is okay.
Doc's okay. 12 people out there.
Screw you, Doc. There's 13.
Hey, so check.
You're counting Holiday Jr. So I guess,
boy.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I'm sorry I said.
Hey, so check this out, Doc. I know that you're a big fan of the station. I know that you listen to other shows on the station, and one of those I know is Radiopedia, right?
Right.
So, there goes our phones. They're acting weird again.
No, I hear you.
He's still there.
So
It's just the
I
water.
learned something new tonight about Brian Caldwell that you might find interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
Because he has a tendency to email me ahead of time and inform me in great detail that he will not be here to do his show. As you know, he's done that many, many times. It's been, a dying family member, someone got AIDS. It's been so many things at this point.
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
He's in a witness protection program, and the whole time his name is not Brian Caldwell.
I knew it.
Close.
I knew it.
More shocking than that. That's going to drive me nuts.
That is a severe behavioral disorder.
I'm not just wanting a radio show to sound good.
No, it's great. It's a part of the
So
whole thing.
so it's even more shocking than that. But yeah, he did have a gerbil that got AIDS or something. No, the gerbil. The gerbil transitioned. The gerbil transitioned.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Transition.
Now, so I learned tonight that he will not be able to do his show this evening because his child is sick.
You didn't know he had a child. I didn't either.
I didn't know he had a child. It's shocking.
I was totally in the dark.
So my immediate response, without even saying, it's okay, I'll throw on one of your old shows, was just, you have a child, exclamation point. So apparently Brian Caldwell of Radiopedia, which is on at 11 o'clock after our show here, he has a child.
Okay. All right.
Fascinating, isn't it? I don't know why that's shocking to me. That's shocking to me. I mean, we of course see him on a daily or a weekly basis, so we know his involvement in, maybe just general upkeep or involvement in the radio show.
I mean, we don't know him away from the station, though, really. So
precisely.
But it does kind of shock me, though. I mean, I did not see that.
It would seem to me that a man with a child wouldn't have a notebook full of notes for a 1-hour radio show. And I'm not dissing Brian by any means. I'm just a little shocked.
Aren't.
It kind of sounds like you are.
No, I'm not. I'm
I
saying
said
it's shocking that he's got a child and he's has the ability while raising a child to put that much energy into a 1-hour radio show. It seems like wow.
So you thought he was impotent up until now.
Well, he's always said he was gay.
Well, so
And
there's still chromosomes.
and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that either. But it's just things are piling up.
Yeah, that was the key piece of information right there.
That he was gay, or that he had a child?
Well, yeah.
Both in combination.
Both in combination of. Okay.
Oh, well, now Brian and I have something in common, is that we're both fathers.
I thought you were going to say you're gay.
I'm going to quickly say that we're both fathers and nothing else.
It wouldn't have shocked me if he said he was gay, with the ease that he went into your bunghole.
Only with a finger.
Might I say,
finger in a professional manner.
Might I say, with ease and precision.
Yeah, I mean, a professional. Damn it, professional.
You are. There it goes.
Okay.
All right, Doc. Well, I'm glad you're not underwater.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'd let you know if I was in some trouble. Here's a question for Sarge.
Okay. Get in a pen.
Mrs. Holliday flew to Europe eastward from the United States across the Atlantic. And should she decide to return home by continuing to fly eastward across the Pacific, she would get here, right?
Eventually.
I like that last little sound that it made.
Yeah.
So how does that work on a flat Earth perspective?
That was my same question too, Doc. I wanted to pose that question to him too, but there's something about like flight patterns that they send you. In that
weird stuff going on with this phone. Doc, are you there?
No, he's gone.
Doc, are you there?
Nope.
Wait. I can hear him.
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on with our phones. Sorry, Doc, we lost you, man. Our phones are jacked up, man.
We need to go to music anyway.
Thanks, Jason. You are correct.
What a show!
All right, well, we'll give it a shot, Doc. We'll try. We've got to get the phone working again for crying out loud.
Try to get you back.
Yeah. KUHS 102.5 FM. This is the record you need to know about. And here's a little word from our sponsors. And then when we come back at 10:15, we're going to try to get Mark Sargent on the phone if we can get our phones working. So wish us luck. We'll see in a little while. I think they're going to keep that going.
KUHS thanks underwriter Rumpelstiltskin for their support. Located at 1424B Airport Road, Rumpelstiltskin specializes in jewelry design, repair, stone settings, and replacement. Jeweler Kevin Ray brings 39 years of experience working in gold, silver, and platinum, and can recast a brand new piece from your old favorite. And watch batteries. Call Rumpelstiltskin at 501-760-3396 for more information about jewelry.
I often sit alone up in a tree, waving to the ones that wave at me. I think we'll just how stupid can they be, waving to a man up in a tree. What they don't know is I am counting them. I even count the ladies and the men.
Very lucky, I think you'll agree. Oh my. Oh my. Very lucky, I think you'll agree. Oh my. Hey! Stop me! Oh my. Very lucky, I think you'll agree. Oh my. Very lucky, I think you'll agree. Oh my. Oh my. Very lucky, I think you'll Bubble, 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 bay. Bubble, 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 bay. Oh, oh. Bubble, 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 bay. Bubble, 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 bay. Oh, oh. Bubble, 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 bay. Bubble, 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 bay. Oh, oh. Bubble, 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 la, One Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, a passing lady looked into a shop. Her eyes lit up, official sign she read. Recruiting office, that is what it said. Excitedly she stepped inside to see how her sons would fare if they were military. The man in charge to her was very sweet and said, please sign here on this little sheet. But when she got home, her mind grew many fears. Her message from the soldiers in the war rang in her ears.
Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh, don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh.
At 6 o'clock the lads came home from work. She told them what she'd done, they went berserk. We'll have to go to war and fight and die. And Mrs. Ward, she wiped a tear from her eye.
Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh. Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh.
Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh, oh.
Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward. You know they'll only waste away. Oh. Don't put your boys in the army, Mrs. Ward.
And switch places with
KUHSLP.
Infinity Man.
Radio Peter, you're on the air.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys could play some Starman from David Bowie.
No, we're not going to play. We can play Starboy by The Weeknd.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if you could play Starman by David Bowie, that'd be all
I'm
right.
not going to play Starman. We're not going to do that. This isn't a music show. It's a talk show. We're supposed to be talking about Valiant Thor!
He's a Starman.
Yes, George, he is a Starman. No, we're not going to. Why?
See how I connected that?
Can you guys play some Starman by David Bowie?
We don't even have it on our computer. I lied. We do. I'm just not going to play it.
Starman, David Bowie.
I'm not playing Starman.
He had one of them space boxes.
No, he did not have a space box. Where were the spiders?
Thank you.
Oh, we're not playing that.
KUHS.
We're not playing that
Steve
either.
Walls and Locker Room Athletics.
You've lost control of everything.
Because I never had control. We had one good show, which was the first one when Harrison's here. Everything else has been a disaster.
How y'all doing? This is Doc Holliday. Aaron and Todd are here, still making Monday the best night of the week on the record you need to know about, KUHS 102.5. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Man,
It really does.
That's a hot bumper.
I mean, I don't know where Doc's been, but it does get better.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
Quit giving our show such a hard time.
Yeah,
You put your weed in there.
Show's good, man. Show's good. We do a damn good job. We do a damn fine job at our show.
Okay, well.
Have you listened to the station?
I have. I have.
We're doing a bang up job.
Firsthand.
falling apart.
And all I can say is this time that I was listening and involved, I saw somebody stand up right there. Do it again. Go ahead.
You need to put the cameras on you.
Do that. Come on. Show what you did.
Show us what you did. Show us what you did.
And there it is. Bam. All right.
He did it. All right. Hey, we have a caller all of a sudden. Caller, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello. How are you, caller?
Hey, this is Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. How are you?
I'm doing good. I want y'all to make me laugh. I got this number off the wall here.
Okay.
I went to Magic Springs and it said for a good time call this number.
Yeah. Well, we're the number. We're a good time. So
cool.
what can
that
we?
was Jason. No big deal.
What can we do for you, Bobby?
I want a good time. My mama said you guys was a good time.
Your mama said we were a good time.
My mama knows one of y'all.
So your mama,
Which one?
your mama listens to the show.
Yeah.
And now you listen to the show.
She knows one of y'all real well.
See, Todd, that's how you cultivate an audience right there.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Who's your mom?
Comb through the family
loves
tree.
you. She said one of y'all is a ham hater.
Ham hater? What's a ham hater?
That's definitely not Jason because I tasted it.
I enjoy ham.
Maybe that ain't right. Ham.
I know it.
What's your name again? Bobby? Is that your name? Bobby.
Amateur.
Bobby, do you live around here, or are you from out of state?
Yeah, I'm stuck up at Magic Springs right now.
Oh, okay. Well, the Magic Springs is closed.
Yeah, I know. I'm still in the bathroom.
Wow.
Will you give me a ride home?
Bobby, how old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12. Well, you sound like you're 24.
I'm 12.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, Bobby, if you can.
They shouldn't have made weed legal around here.
Yeah, they should. Yes, they should have. Bobby, if you can, I want you to stay tuned because we're about to call a really famous guy from a documentary that's on Netflix called Behind the Curve. His name is Mark Sargent. Have you seen that movie, Bobby?
No.
No, you need to watch that movie, Bobby. It's a good movie. It's about flat Earth. Do you?
That doesn't sound right.
Do you think? Do you think the Earth is flat, Bobby?
Hell no.
Oh, Bobby, language. You're 12.
What do you think? What does the Earth look like,
Well,
Bobby?
I'm sitting here in the damn bathroom. What the heck do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know what's going on in the bathroom, Bobby.
I'm alone looking for a good time.
Okay, this is
Definitely
way too much for anyone to
Definitely the wrong. Definitely the wrong number for that. But Bobby, hold on to our number in your little cell phone there. I'm guessing you got one of those Boost Mobile things, and call us back any Monday night that you'd like.
Thank you.
We'd love to hear from you again.
Thank you.
Okay, Bobby. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good luck in the bathroom.
Hope you find your good time.
I don't think he's in the bathroom at the Magic Springs. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
All right. Well, that just happened.
Old people and meds sometimes just don't mix.
No, they don't. Woo! Should we call Mark Sargent now after that? All right, let's call Mark. Let me find the number here.
What are you talking about?
Okay, there it is. Well, you can mute that so we don't get the thing. Thank you. Yes. Mark Sargent guy. He is a flat earther, and we're gonna kill him right now. 'Cause he's a flat earth guy. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, something was ringing. One.
This is Mark Sargent.
Yeah. Calling Mark Sargent.
The Sar.
Oh man, it hung up. Keep the music going, Todd. I can't call the damn guy.
It's going nowhere. I'm over in the corner. I'm digging it.
What's going on with our phones, man?
It's not letting you call on, is it?
It's being difficult.
He's gonna have to call us. Ping him, man.
You keep the music going. I have to take my headphones off because this is just not working.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hang in there, folks. We're calling Mark Sargent. We're
are.
trying to.
On a rise.
Mark.
Hello.
Mark, are you there?
I am here.
We gotcha. Man, our phones are busted at the station. We're having a tough time dialing out.
It's terrible,
Oh.
dude.
Are you still calling me from the station? Or you calling me from a cell phone?
I'm calling you from the station. We got it to work.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
We took some bubble gum and
Why are you asking, Mark? Are you detecting something?
Well, because I thought this might be a different type of conversation. If that was the case.
Oh, no. An off-air conversation.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I thought it was you. I got a notice on my Grinder on my phone, and I thought it might have been you.
It wasn't us. No, we just got off the phone with a very strange little boy named Bobby that's locked in the Magic Springs bathroom right now.
It was a strange old boy.
Don't think that was real, but yes.
It was bizarre. That's all.
That is silly.
Yeah, it is silly. So, really quick, let's catch up with Mark. How you been?
I've been well.
We took last Monday off, so we didn't call you.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I actually thought middle of this week I was going. Wait a minute, did they actually try to call me? And then I was trying to figure out where I was Monday, and I was going, no, I thought I was here.
Yeah, it was Memorial Day, so we were all slightly ossified, staring at each other and with great delight and wondering why we weren't doing the radio show.
Right.
We knew why. we couldn't drive.
No, I got you.
So everything's well, though? You've been good the last couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies.
Yeah, things have been great.
Ladies and folks and gentlemen, this is Mark Sargent. He is... I don't want to introduce you this way, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to say Mark Sargent is the guy behind the YouTube channel Flat Earth Clues. He was also featured in a documentary on Netflix called Behind the Curve.
Yeah, not Beyond the Curve. Which
I like Beyond.
But
Beyond.
it's okay.
The Curve.
I've been working with Behind the Curve, and I can actually use that now because technically you're not supposed to see anything behind the curve, even though I know they're trying to use that title in these people are all behind the curve.
Yes, Behind the Curve is an educational.
But you're using it to say we're actually behind the curve.
Curvature of the dome.
Force field.
Dome. It's not a force field.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Or is it?
We don't know what it is.
Or is
Nobody
it?
knows what it is.
Well, Mark knows, and that's why we're having him on every damn week so we can figure this out.
Nobody's tested this force field, man.
Okay, so Mark, last we spoke 2 weeks ago, Mark followed up the call with a photo of the moon landing. It was a lunar lander, and one of the dudes, or a couple of the dudes, and some gear.
Right.
I think
it's an easy enough. It's a common shot. It's just Apollo 12 from November 1969, and I show this at some of the public speaking engagements that I do because I show people, and it just shows a shadow in the background. Because there was only two guys on the moon at any given time. The third guy was up the capsule up above, and that's where they would go up to link up with him, and then they'd go home. And I would tell people in public speaking things. I say, okay, how many things do you see wrong with this image?
Yes, I want to get into that. So Todd's putting the image up on our because we are streaming live on Facebook right now.
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
At what is it, Todd? Facebook.com/record2KNOW.
Oh, at Facebook, it's
the record you need to know.
The record you need to know about. All right, good. Or record you need to know, whatever, one of those. But yes, it's up there now. So if our listeners want to look at the photo, we can.
They would have to get to it to see it.
Yeah, well, they'd have to go there. We can discuss. So let's discuss.
Yeah, we can discuss. I mean, I can describe pretty well on radio what we're looking at here.
Okay.
Because you can see this is not a rare image. You can find images like this all over the place, and the video is not very good, which is amazing. The still shots are extremely clear, very, very high res. You can zoom in on them and find all sorts of stuff, which we do every day.
Okay.
So, where you want me to break it down?
Yeah, break it down.
Okay. So there's at least 6 things wrong with this shot. The first one, we'll just get it out of the way because it's so obvious and it's brought up all the time, and that is there's no stars whatsoever in the shot, or any shot for that matter, ever. I don't care where any images are being taken from, you never see stars in the background. And the common science explanation is that, well, it's just an exposure setting. They just make sure when they take the shots that the exposure, you're never ever going to see stars. And it's like, what, you wouldn't change the camera setting at least once, in all the hundreds or thousands of shots to do this? But the reasoning why you don't show stars is from a production standpoint. You can understand this from a movie production standpoint.
Sure.
It's too problematic, meaning that this shot right here is time and date stamped. And so if you have the belt of Orion on the horizon there, and it's in the wrong place, again, all it takes is one nerd in his underwear at 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of Nebraska to find it and be like, yeah, I did the calculations, and Orion should really be behind them. And if it's really, really awful, you're screwed. And nobody wants to go through that. I mean,
Okay.
It'd be way too tough. Okay, so that's the easy one.
So no stars. No stars is the easy one we're pointing out here. Okay.
Yeah, that's the easy one. Another easy one, which, again, common people miss it, is that because we forget so much of the stuff that we learn in high school, which is about optics, which is you see this image here, and remember, if there's only one light source, all the shadows are running parallel. They should all run in one direction. And yet, with this shot, we see them running in at least 4 directions, including the shadow of the guy that's taking the shot, the satellite dish, and the lander, and then the flag. They're all running in 4 directions. In fact, the only reason this would happen is because one of 2 reasons. Either they have multiple light sources, which, of course, they didn't bring any external light sources to the moon because that would just be silly. Or the light source is really, really close. Like, I don't know, a movie spotlight that's in a giant sound stage that's only 30 yards behind them, that would do it. So that's why you see the hot spot, which is literally right over the top of the astronaut's head.
I gotcha. See that? Can I discuss this with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Where are the light sources?
Because I am actually, and I've never actually said this on the radio show before. And
no, you did once.
4 years we've done this. I'm actually in advertising. That's my real job.
Oh, perfect.
And I have to go. I'm the creative director for an agency, and I have to go put it back to the moon thing. Todd, put it back to the moon thing. We don't need
the moon thing.
Rainbows flying out of a monkey's butt. Don't do that, Jason. So I have to be a part of film productions a lot and photo shoots.
Okay.
And so we have to light them.
Yep.
But sometimes we go for an effect where we light a central figure, let's say, in a scene. Right. But we want to cast ominous shadows.
Sure.
So the way we do that is with a singular light source. Believe it or not. Yeah. Believe it or not, it's actually done with the way you place props in a room or a soundstage. Yeah. And then you light them with a singular a light source that's far enough back that it can hit every object, every vertical object, and cast a shadow out. And so this photo right here that I'm looking at with the flag shadow going to the left towards the central light and the satellite shadow going to the right towards the central light is very indicative of what I'm talking about, a more ominous looking photo shoot. Like, imagine like a librarian in a library. You want to make her look really cool and scary, you would maybe put a coat rack over there and a fan over there, and then you'd have this these shadows pointing to a central plane.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely right.
So this looks like a singular light source to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and look, I mean, the physics of light scream a singular light source.
Well, singular light source that's in the sun. So how do we explain? Because this looks normal to me.
Can't be. Cannot be normal.
Why not?
Cannot be because if the sun is 93, and again, you can test this. Remember, and this is a moon supposedly with no atmosphere. You can test this with any sunlit day, and that is the parallel. The sun will only cast shadows in one direction because it's 93 million miles away. So the flag should be going. Everything should be going either to the right or to the left or dead center.
Unless the sun is directly behind, like the photographer, like it kind of looks like it may be.
Nope. If the sun is directly behind them, if it's that far away, all the shadows are going to be. Seriously, test this yourself. You can do it with a flashlight in a dark room. Not that I encourage you guys to do a flashlight in a dark room together. but if you have a flashlight in a dark room that's really, really close, you can test this. You can do this all day long. If the light source is that far away, you're absolutely right about the singular light source. Yeah. Absolutely.
I know.
But that particular light source has got to be 30 yards, tops, behind them. That is a studio light source. Oh, but let's move on to something else.
Yeah, okay, so next, we did the shadows.
Okay, the next would be the blast crater, and that is, everybody knows that the entire moon supposedly is covered with something to the effect of, 6 inches of volcanic ash. For some apparent reason, they still won't talk about it. And yet, this particular lander, and that nozzle that's right next to the frickin' ash, kicked up supposedly 10,000, it generates 10,000 foot-pounds of thrust, and there's no splay pattern. There's no blast pattern. that thing should have blown every micron of frickin' ash off there, and that thing should be sitting on rock, and it's not. There's nothing. It is sitting. Is like it was just put there. There's no splay pattern at all.
Interesting. That is the most compelling bit of evidence you've given me thus far.
Well, thank you.
Is that?
You're welcome.
I mean, the ash thing just throws me. There's never any, and it's the same way with any other lander they've ever done. It's like, look, if you're landing there with this big rocket motor, you should kick up just tons of dust. In fact, I remember Norman Rockwell did a fantastic, because he didn't know, this was before the moon missions, and he was showing like what he'd imagined it would be, and it would be this thing landing on rock, and the rock would actually be burned.
Yeah,
underneath it wouldn't just be the ash would be gone; it'd be the splay pattern on rock.
Again, but that's also one man's imagination. Now let's think back to a few months ago when SpaceX brought those rockets back down.
Right.
The launcher rockets,
the booster rockets.
The booster rockets
I wrote about
back down. They did not cause as much disturbance as you might imagine they would because of the information that you've been fed via movies and the Norman Rockwells of the world. So
but you also have to believe in that Elon Musk debacle, which I literally wrote about that. I think I wrote 4 or 5 pages on that thing today. But
really?
we'll get into that another time. In fact, maybe next week we'll talk about the Elon Musk thing.
I'm making a note. I'm making a note right now.
I can bury that thing. It was basically the Elon Musk thing was how to fake space on the cheap. Can you do it? And the answer is you can't do it. There's too many problems. Okay, another thing would be the giant thing in the middle of that image, which is the satellite dish.
Yeah.
Which is, if you remember, this is a VHF transmitter with 1969 technology. The wattage, and they've given us all the specs on this thing on how far it can transmit on here, on the ground here. And the range of this thing should only be about 50 miles. Not just because of the dish, because they don't literally have enough power to transmit. I mean, you guys work at a radio station. You know how difficult it is to transmit.
Sure.
And you're saying, well, they're in a vacuum environment. Maybe they can transmit further. It's like, no. It's a huge stretch to go from a 50-mile transmission range for this VHF transmitter to 250,000 miles. And remember, they're also transmitting 10. Remember, this is back in the day.
Exactly.
10 frames of. What? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're.
No, are you saying, Todd? They're in a vacuum. Yeah,
pretty much.
They're in a vacuum, but they have to go through 250,000 miles and then go through the Earth's atmosphere and have pinpoint accuracy to go straight to Houston. And there was never any. This thing's off by a freaking millimeter. You're going to lose signal, and yet it's broadcasting perfectly 10 frames per second of video and full audio.
Well, right.
And two-way communication on top of it. It was just, oh my God, it was so mind-blowing.
Parabolic
so not only
dish.
Thing, it's just, it cannot do it. It's physically impossible.
Technologically impossible.
Technologically impossible.
At the time, or just all the time?
All the time. There is no way, even if you be mostly because of the power.
Okay, but Mark, how do our cell phones work, man?
We have repeating towers all over the place.
Okay.
And they're all over the place.
But like they have to go to space and then travel back down.
Oh wait, there's no GLONASS or GPS.
Actually, they don't. I've talked to cell phone guys that say that every time they try to triangulate with space, that they always tell the rookies, it's like, no, you just triangulate with the other towers. You never have to worry about satellites. And all the rookies just say, okay, well, as long as it works, we'll just move on to the next one. Nobody's syncing up with now, when you deal with sat phones, maybe. Just maybe. But at that point, you're dealing probably with the high-altitude balloon project, which NASA admits to, and you can watch videos on this all day long. NASA can launch satellite balloons now that have a payload of something like 4 tons. It's ridiculous. It's like, okay, so why would you ever put a satellite on a rocket at all if you can put it up on a balloon for pennies on the dollar?
Right. So if those balloons are floating around inside the force field, what do they do?
Right.
Like bounce off of it, or like stay close
to
it?
No, they don't get up high enough. You can remember, most of the balloons are hovering, between 100 and 150,000 feet. So you don't have, and this place, we're talking about something that's hundreds of miles up, and 150,000 feet is only 28 miles, 30 miles tops.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
jumped that.
way more roof than you need. And they've been doing this since the 50s. In fact, I talked to a guy on, I was debating a physicist on Australian television just a week and a half ago. And he had to, and he asked me, how are we talking? And I said, well, the high altitude balloon research program. He goes, oh yeah, I know, I work on it. And it's like, why would you admit this to me? You're working on this. It's not a big secret. They have videos out there. In fact, they have spectacular crashes because when they launch these 4-ton things, it's the size of multiple cars.
Yeah.
And they blow sideways. They just crush things in their path if the wind's too strong.
Okay, so moving on. Satellite is an issue. What else?
Satellite is an issue. Of course, my favorite is, of course, the spacesuit, which is, the guy in the distance is wearing, and that is the spacesuit should not act like it is acting right now. Meaning, law of thermodynamics, I'm not going to make it hard for you, which is pressure needs a container. Plain and simple. Everything from a can of hairspray to a basketball.
Okay.
And a basketball is just a series of layers. So why doesn't the spacesuit do exactly what a basketball does? Meaning you put a little air in the basketball, it goes completely rigid, you cannot burst it, you cannot fold it, you cannot roll it up. It is a basketball shape, period, and there's nothing.
How can you see that? Or what are you expecting in that photo of that?
It's a pretty high-res photo he sent.
Any astronaut's walking around shouldn't have any articulation points. He shouldn't be able to bend anything. He shouldn't be able to move. He should
just be stuck in a yes.
Yeah, if you blew up, it'd be like a parade float.
Like the little kid in A Christmas Story when he falls down, he can't get up.
He's standing straight up. He can't bend. I see.
Yeah, it cannot act the way it is. And I knew it was really. I got to tell you, when they decided to do this, if you watch the early footage of when NASA was experimenting with spacesuits, they knew this. And they were working with plastic and metals, and it looked like a frickin' B-movie 50s robot walking around. And they're going, yeah, this is never going to work. Because even if you could get them to walk around, they're never going to go up and down a ladder. The ship would have to be 10 times the size just to account for this thing. And so somebody came up with a brilliant idea, and I'm sure he's long dead now, which is, you know what? Let's just go with a soft suit, a fabric suit. Nobody knows anything about physics anyway. We'll just film it. They'll buy it. Nobody will question it. And even the nerds will be like, well, it's on television. It must be legit. And that's what they did. It was brilliant. These guys are running around in suits. Look at the things that you don't see when they're running around on the moon. They fall over all the time and land on rocks. Nobody checks their suit for any leaks. Nobody ever talks about oxygen. When's the last transmission you ever heard? They said, oh, yeah, Buzz, I think we only got 14 minutes of air left. That never happened.
Okay.
And sorry, one more thing I got to throw in there, which is nobody's ever afraid of anything. That's the part that just blows me away. I don't care if they're the right stuff and they're American heroes and they're military. If you land on the frickin' moon and you look back at Earth, it's a very sobering thing, I would think. And the first thing you would be like, okay.
Well, don't you think that maybe these guys were a little like blown away? When they got there and we just saw the highlight reel.
No. Supposedly it was live transmission. They never talked. Why didn't they ever all you would care about is getting home alive. All you care about is not dying. And these guys treated it like it was a frickin' party. Oh, let's play golf.
No, there was a movie about that. But Armstrong and Aldrin, that was like 2 missions before that. So there were 6 missions.
There were 6 missions in 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. And those are the ones that landed. Not to mention Apollo. Remember it started with Apollo 8. Apollo 9 supposedly didn't do anything. Apollo 13, of course, didn't land. But the rest of them landed. And again, it's a miracle of modern technology. Even today, it's like 6 missions in 3 years. Nobody died. Nobody got radiation poisoning. Nobody got cancer. There's 5 of them still walking around today. They never had an accident with their suit. Even Apollo 13, everyone made it out alive.
At least 2 saw aliens or whatnot, so there's that.
Yeah, what do we think? What? So I don't want to get off the picture just yet unless we're done. Are we done with the picture, or?
Oh, we can be done with the picture, sure.
Is there more stuff, though?
No, those are the big points.
Those are the big points.
There's only so much in the shot.
Of
course, they had they hadn't put the flag up yet, which was weird. You know, the flag's draped down here. They didn't even do the rigid part with it. You know, didn't make it to where it was literally flying, which was odd. You'd think that flag would be up by now, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, you would think in a non-gravity environment that the flag wouldn't even droop like that, right?
Right.
Is that the point, or is there enough gravitational pull within the center of the moon to pull that soft cloth down enough?
Well, okay. Let's throw one more thing out there.
Go
you know
back
what?
to the
Here's
picture.
one more thing. By the way, the car isn't in this one. Apparently, they didn't have the car in Apollo 12, but I don't care. And that is what you were just saying. Supposedly, again, if you believe them, the gravity is 1/6 that of Earth. So a 180-pound man would weigh 30 pounds.
So, but if you see that flag, and if you think about, like, you know, because obviously we see the orange orangutan in DC on TV all the time, and he has flags draped behind him, and they're very draped down, and you can kind of see that this flag is very soft. I mean, it's not hanging down with the sort of force that you see on the flags on TV. So it is. I mean, maybe it is the gravitational pull of the moon that's bringing it down.
Maybe, although I firmly believe, and we can go to something else.
I don't know, man. I'm just, you know me, I'm a skeptic, and I'm just learning.
No,
You're teaching me.
I want to go back.
No, it's all right. You just got to understand from a production standpoint, this is everything I would expect when you handed over the still shots
to Stanley
to
Kubrick.
a magazine company.
Yeah,
and
so
that is make the shots iconic, make them pretty. And then the magazine people, they don't know anything about physics. Like, all right, we're going to light it this way. We're going to shoot it from this way. And remember, there was no viewfinder on the freaking camera.
Actually, you know what? I've been in advertising for over 20 years now, and magazine companies can't do anything with a photo. It would have come straight from my office. And that is the truth.
Wait, one more little thing before you go move on. And it's a minor thing, but that is, if there was no viewfinder on the camera, then why does it look like the shadow is of a guy that's holding up a camera to his face? Thought that was kind of odd.
He's taking a picture, though.
No, the camera did not have a viewfinder. There was nothing to look through.
But is he looking through something, or is he just bent down and he's kind of leaning in and he's pressing the button?
I don't know. It looks to me like he's holding it up, but whatever. That's minor. I don't care. The shadows, the blast crater, and everything else, do it for me.
The blast crater is definitely...
But by the way, one last thing, and that is, if you get a chance on a decent monitor, zoom in on the frickin' capsule and tell me that doesn't look like a homeless tweaker's shelter.
It's a creative tweaker.
Go for that.
With curtain rods and foil.
I can't argue with that one.
It actually kind of looks like that capsule from the Explorers, that movie from the 80s. The Explorers.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, so really quickly, why are the other planets round?
Who said they were round?
I don't know. They look round, don't they?
Well, they also look round. If I'm going to use the planetarium excuse, they look round if you're in a planetarium.
Wait, no, that's true. They're discs,
I've had amateur astronomers say, "Look, I can see the moons of Jupiter through my telescope," and I go, "Fine, take a pair of binoculars, go to a planetarium, look up at Jupiter. Does it look more or less spherical?" And they go, "Well, that's not the point. You're in a building." And I go, "Actually, that is my point. I'm saying that you're in a building, which is inside a much, much bigger building. And when you walk out of one, you're just walking into another. I mean, just because you can see something on the ceiling doesn't mean you can land on it."
Okay, I got you. Interesting. So they could be discs, and we just...
Or they could be just wonderful projections on, what are we up to, 8K now of resolution? On million K monitors.
That's that's food for thought. Like those things that we see that are round, we think they're round. Those are other discs that are pointed at us with those domes.
Yeah, with little plates.
Which makes you think that the dimensions are really effed up.
Yeah. It could be. Like, they're very far away. So
I need to rethink everything.
So how does this, and maybe you covered this earlier, and I was too excited to pay attention because I actually I had the Mark Sargent on my radio show, so I was very excited. Whatever, I know. Whatever. Hey, what can I say? I'm easily entertained.
I'll have to mention that to my assistants. Anyway, go ahead.
What is the deal with the with the sun and the moon? Like, How is this working? How are they going around us, man? How's this happening? And
okay, so the sun and the moon.
Are they on a big coat hanger or something? I mean, come on.
Well, what are they suspended by? I mean, come on. If whoever built this if they're really as old and as powerful as we think they are,
Sumerians,
then they're using some sort of unified field system to suspend everything. But we're talking about a sun and the moon that are less than 50 miles wide. In fact, they're probably the identical size, because of the whole eclipse thing. And one's an incandescent light bulb, for the lack of a better term, and one is a cool LED bulb. And they're traveling around in a giant circular pattern over. It's like a mobile above a child's crib, but it also doesn't take the same path every day. So it'd be like a needle on a record player, vinyl. If you guys remember vinyl, where
we play vinyl all the time.
Oh, well, there you go.
Never heard of it.
As the song goes, the needle never takes the same path twice. It moves in, or if you reverse it, it goes out.
Yeah.
So that's and we're talking about objects that are so small because, why doesn't the sun light up everything all the time? Why do we even have time zones? Why isn't it always daylight? And I go, well, because you're breathing in just a thin version of water. You remember, if water is H2O, we're breathing in N4O. It's 80% nitrogen, which we're breathing in, and it does get thicker over distance. And if you think that's a stretch, it's like no. Think about if you've ever gone scuba diving or even watched undersea vehicles. The sun disappears at less than 200 feet down. The sun cannot penetrate any further than that, and it's like okay, well, this is just a thinner version of that. So as the sun goes off into the distance, it's just getting weaker because it has to punch through more and more atmosphere.
Interesting. All right. How are they suspended in the sky?
Oh, take your pick.
Take your pick. But wait a minute, Mark. I mean, we're talking about
we're talking about answers, man.
Yeah, we're talking about arguing with what people believe are complete and total scientific fact and theories by what, and these are not my words, by what others might call you an anti-science dingbat. So we don't want to go with take your pick. We want to go with fact.
If I was going to build it, knowing what I know about technology, and granted, I'll pick from science fiction as well because Star Trek tends to pick tell the future anyway, which would be some sort of unified field engine that would hold it up. So by that I mean unified field, which is something our military scientists have been looking for ever since Einstein. If you have any doubt of that, look up the movie, the Philadelphia Experiment, which is kind of a weak version of it. And that is the relationship between electromagnetic waves and gravitational waves. If you could perfect the relationship, the formula, the equation, and you had the right type of fuel, you could generate what we know as force fields, actual suspended force fields. Which means you could lift just about any object you wanted and suspend it and move it at just about any velocity and any starting velocity, like 0 to 60 and like nothing.
Who's doing this?
You have a choice.
The
and
Targzicians? I mean, who's doing this, man?
Oh, no. You have a choice because I don't want to offend any. I don't know how many Christian listeners you have. Which is, it's either one of two things. It's either an advanced civilization that's much older and much more powerful than ourselves, or the divine. But then you're kind of splitting hairs because one man's advanced tech is another man's deity.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if a golden spaceship landed in the middle of Hot Springs tomorrow, you'd have a new religion form almost instantly. You'd also have a bunch of nerds standing by taking pictures.
Okay.
So it's one of those two things. But I know this: it's not us.
Okay.
I know that we have nothing to do with it. We are. This thing is far, far beyond us. In fact, let me use the line real quick from the movie reference, Contact, which it was one of the most humbling lines ever when Jodie Foster asked, did you build it? And when she asked the alien that looks like her father, and he goes, we didn't build it. We don't know who did. It was here when we got here.
Okay. All right. Wow. Jason, do you have any questions?
No.
No, none?
None.
All right.
Hey, by the way, real quick, because before I email you, the audio on this, you guys came in kind of quiet on my side, so you're probably going to have to send me what audio you have if you record it.
Oh. Yeah, I can do that. We can do that for sure.
I'm going to be almost positive that you're going to be coming in too quiet for my recording.
Really?
So Yeah, I had to boost you up by about 70% when you called.
Yeah, our phones are jacked up, man.
Oh, no worries.
I got to get them fixed. It's not my problem, but I got to tell the station engineer to fix the phones.
Okay.
We're the only show that people actually call into or we call out. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pathetic radio station that no one listens to except for our show. And we get lots of listeners. No, I'm kidding. I'm just having fun. Hey, Mark. As always, it's been fantastic talking with you, catching up, getting our Flat Earth update. And I promise as soon as I get my computer fixed, I'm going to have a theme song for you, and it's going to be magnificent. And we're going to make this a regular Monday night thing. It's going to be magnificent. Yes. Yes.
Right on. Next time we'll see if we can bust up the whole Elon Musk SpaceX thing.
I put a note in my little show notes notebook, and it's on the topic list for next week.
Why are we going to do that?
Because we want to know. We want to know.
Okay.
We want to know what the Sarge thinks.
Did you not buy one of his?
I will tear it apart. You will not believe it by the time I'm done with it.
Hey, Mark,
I can't wait.
Mark, did you not buy one of those flamethrowers?
No, he didn't buy a flamethrower. I guarantee it.
Dude, I got two of them. They're awesome, dude. You need one of them.
That's the only thing he ever... In fact, he didn't design it. That's the only thing he ever released that had any merit whatsoever.
Well, no, his cars. The cars are pretty awesome.
See, we can't start on this.
No, dude. If you've ever drove one of those in insane mode...
I'm not saying that Tesla is not a good car. I'm saying he has nothing to do with it. He just bought Tesla.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, okay. All right.
That is like Mark Cuban.
That's pretty much that's America, isn't it?
Todd's
getting things that aren't yours.
Todd's getting sleepy. It's past his bedtime. We got to get out of here.
Right.
Hey, Mark.
No, we don't.
Mark, thank you so much again. You have been listening to KUHS 102.5 FM, the record you need to know about. Look us up at therecordyounneedtoknowabout.com. We've been talking with the wonderful and magnificent Mark Sargent of Flat Earth Clues. I'm sure you know who he is. He's on YouTube. He's got 1.5 million more listeners than we do. So we'll talk to you next week, dude.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
There he goes. Sarge. I turned my mic down. And I meant to turn him down. I'm gonna play some more Idle Race right here on KUHS 102.5. We'll be back in a little while.
you meet the lady who said she could fly? She broke out her wings when she fell from the sky. The effort was brave and she gave a sigh. Now I'll sail through the sky on my own, my oh my. I can fly through the air, I can fly anywhere. I can fly through the sky and just see if I care. When she was a girl, she would jump rather high. Then she fell in love with the air and the sky. She discovered her wings and she gave a loud cry. Now I'll sail through the sky on my own, my oh my. I can fly through the air, I can fly anywhere. I can fly through the sky and just see if I can. Back to the story. Now she's been repaired and her wings are as new. She's laughing and dancing way up in the blue. But look, she has gone, where could she go to? Her wings were so silver, her halo so new. I can fly through the air, I can fly anywhere. I can fly through the sky and just see if I care. I can fly through the air, I can fly anywhere. I can fly through the sky and just see if I care. I can fly through the air, I can fly anywhere.
Sound of the birds singing at my window. Sound of the birds singing at my window. Sound of the birds singing at my window.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're driving and vibing.
And you're listening to the record you need to know.
About.
Filthy hippies. All right, sorry.
That's a good bumper. I'll make that one. Wow. KUHS. 102.5 FM, LP, Hot Springs, blah, blah, community, all that other stuff they throw on there. What is it? KUHS LP Hot Springs, 102.5 FM. Golly.
www.
That's a lot. Oh, we're all turned down here because I didn't want Jason to screw up my interview with Mark. It's the truth.
Filthy flat earther.
All right, well.
I should have saved my fart for that interview.
No, your fart will live on in infamy on one of these 3 soundboards that we have in this room.
Yeah, it will.
Put it on Todd's. I'm cutting it out and go, Todd, put it on.
What was it, like 10:12?
Yeah, it was early. Early.
Yeah, it was
around that
early.
time.
Yeah, it was 9:15 or so.
Yeah.
Magnificent moment in the show.
God, I'm an hour off.
You are an hour off. That's okay. Hey now, what's going on? We're wrapping things up here. It's almost 11 o'clock, and time for us to get out of the way for Brian Caldwell and his sick kid and Radiopedia.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Brian Caldwell has a child.
Yeah, I get that part. This is like a host and co-host kind of thing that's going to
maybe he's going to bring a sick kid down here and he can just sniffle into the mic for an hour while Brian reads.
I have no idea.
I wonder if he does that at home to put him to bed, like bedtime stories. he tests out his Radiopedia.
Tonight we're going to learn about Tutankhamun. But really, if you're listening on Wednesday morning, stick around because Sonny K's coming up next with his fantastic show, The Basics. Of course, we'll be back next Monday or Wednesday, depending on when you listen to us. Of course, you can always listen to us online on iTunes, Google Play, or therecordyounneedtoknowabout.com.
Or KUHS.
Well, only
on live stream.
Only on Monday night.
Yeah.
Jason? Give this kid an inch, he takes a mile. Give him an inch, he takes a mile.
Hey,
let him fart into the mic. Let him fart into the mic once, and he just goes crazy all night. He just interrupted the doc while he was in the middle of trying to speak.
It was great. It was great.
It was great. Yeah, it was great.
It was awesome.
Great. It was great.
Love
you, buddy.
Love you, buddy. I pictured Doc over there like royalty going, excuse me, sir. What?
Exactly. He's like,
what have you done?
Excuse me, Jason.
I blame it on the
At
pen.
which point I would say, yes,
I blame
sir,
it on the
you were
pen.
Justified.
It's the pen.
Yes.
Jason's been.
There's
a somebody left a Sharpie up here, and Jason's been sniffing it all night. It's making
sniffing glue on me.
It's got him a little loopy. All right. Well, welcome back. We did the show again. We've missed 2 shows this year. First time ever. First year ever we've missed shows. Like, just missed.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, we're going to miss next Monday, too,
Yeah.
by the way. We're missing next Monday.
Really?
We're out, yeah.
That's awesome.
We're out.
Why?
We're out.
What's happening?
Why?
I'm going to be in Boston.
Awesome! Let's do it.
All right, KUHS 102.5 FM, the record you need to know about. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. I like that. Keep that going. Yeah. Keep that going. That was good. See you next week.
Pleased to meet you.
For fucking 7 days straight. No shit.
Have a good time, good time.
It will be fun, but I kid you not. It's a fucking fest.
Hey, Boston, Beantown's a cool town, though. You'll have a good time.
I've been there many times.
I know.
He's got a flat Earth. Brian's got a flat Earth thing. 58 minutes.
What, tonight?
He just asked me to play one of his old shows. I'm going to be nice and actually do it.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to go ahead and entertain the fool. Listen, son of a bitch.
You little fucking bitch. Yeah, he's got a kid. Who knew?